Here we go. 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 Wonder if they can hear me. Microphone check. Yeah, I think it's working. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Overdose Vapes. This is Obese Mode, episode 146. Getting up close to that 150 mark. I have to do something cool for 150. We did something cool for 100, so I'll have to do something cool for 150. How are y'all doing? The lockdown continues, so hope you guys are okay. Hope things are good. Hope nobody's got the coronas. But yeah, what's going on? What are you doing? Yes.
I'm just looking at you.
You're such a weirdo.
How can I look?
You can look.
I don't see.
It's just me.
Where's
There's
that?
not other people like on the video view.
Where's the other chat?
I don't know. There's a delay, so maybe there's nobody here. I don't know.
I'm gonna check.
What are you gonna check?
Go on your channel.
I'm already on the channel right here. So, what's everybody doing? What you guys doing? How you vaping? How you living? Hope things are well. Yeah, Tony Laura, see? What's going on, Tony Laura? How you doing, buddy? So, speaking of doing well, will you turn that off? Will you hush, please? Thank you. Speaking of doing well and being healthy, my coworker made me and Maria some masks. So I got the big purple one because I got a big ass head and a beard, so it's a tie-on one. It still doesn't have to cover my beard all the way.
It matches my hair.
And Maria got the little green one.
Matches my hair.
I can't see your hair. So, what's everybody doing? What are you guys vaping on? I will tell you guys what I'm vaping on. I got the Armageddon manufactured Squonk mod here with this. I got the box out because I always forget the name of it. This is the Vaper Stuff VP RDA. It's from Hell Vape, I think. Yep, it's from Hell Vape. And it's a really cool little RDA. Panda got this for a review like a long time ago. The reason why I like it, it has this really cool low profile deck, and it's a leaky son of a bitch, but it's really good for squonking. So that's what I use it for. Squonks.
Oh, the VP.
But it's good. It's got good flavor. Matches a lot of things. I like it a lot. And in here I have the strawberry fried ice cream one shot that we got from Flavor Jungle. So good stuff. It's actually nothing, but it's okay. It's getting better with steep time, so that's good. Got my Avid Life Workman mechanical mod. I do not have the runic on here. Oh shit, almost dropped it. Because they're supposed to send me a new runic. Because this one does not match. I know it does. I know it looks like it matches here, but it doesn't. So I'm trying not to use this because I don't want to fuck it up. Because I have to send this back.
In the top, just the cap.
It's an RDA.
They're mixing in the cap.
The whole thing is the cap, babe. It's an RDA. Yeah. So anyways, Skyvape is supposed to send us this. They're supposed to send it like a month ago, and they haven't. So I don't know if it's because of the COVID. I don't know what it's from, but I don't really want to use this too much because I don't want to fuck it up. So that's why I'm not using it. But eventually, I'm just going to start using it again because I kind of think they're not going to send it a replacement. So instead, I'm using the Panther still, which is a great RV. Terrific. And in here, I have Rose Milk from DIY or Die. It's a one shot. It's fantastic. Highly recommend it. What else we got going on? Oh, I got the. This is like a fucking gag. I always try to fucking read this thing. Jeez Louise. This is the Sandman mod, and I have the original Dead Rabbit on there with the challenge cap. It's a little leaky. And I got the one strawberry, the one in there Strawberry the one kind of grows on me over time. Like I don't really like it, but it's something I will vape. And every once in a while, when I pick it up, I take a vape of it. I go, that's not too bad. But then I take another vape and I go, no, that's pretty bad. That's not good. It's a fucking mess. But that first vape, it is not too bad. It tastes okay. Just can't vape it a lot. What else we got going on? Oh yeah, and then I've got the avocado on the old stack, and I got rose milk in here as well. Really like that rose milk. If you haven't had a chance to try that shit, it is a really good one shot. Highly recommend it. You just have to vape it fast. But if you're like me, it shouldn't be a problem because I vape the fuck out of that shit, and it doesn't last me more than a couple weeks. And after a couple weeks, that's when it starts getting a little gamey. So it's good to get it done. Eddie Sterling, hey man, how you doing? Thanks very much for the $5. I appreciate that very much. That is awesome of you. Don't have to do that, but I appreciate it very much. That is super cool of you. So what else we got going on? I'm still just kind of in a holding pattern here. I am working, quote unquote, but the kind of work I do, it really, there's not a ton I can do from home. I can take crisis calls. So if you don't know, I work at a domestic violence and rape crisis center. And so I can like talk to people on the phone or on a video call or something and do like counseling, which is I do counseling. I do a lot of counseling. But my job title, I have my card here. My job title, you can't see it of course, is I'm a prevention education coordinator. So I go into schools, I go into jails, I go into different organizations and different facilities, and I do education based around things like domestic violence and healthy relationships and sexual assault, that kind of stuff. Um, Obviously, I can't do any of that shit right now. All the schools are shut down. April, especially, right, this month especially is really busy for me normally. It's Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and we use that as an opportunity to go into schools and do a lot of presentations, um, and just do like a lot of outreach to the community, that kind of stuff, do events. And I can't do any of that. So I'm really dead in the water as far as what my normal day-to-day job stuff is. So while I'm still getting paid, and I appreciate that very much, obviously, but I, I feel a little bit worthless right now. I just want to get back to work. And when I did get a chance to actually go to work, I've been going in like on Mondays, doing stuff around the office, doing some IT stuff, um, which is not my job, obviously, but because I know computers, and we're trying to get everybody set up at home to work on their computers from home. I've been trying to help out a lot with that. So, but when I get to do that, I feel like, man, I feel fucking useful again. And so I can imagine. I think probably depression rates and shit are going through the roof right now because I know that I feel very unuseful on a daily basis. So Stephen Taylor says, does anybody here know anybody who has been hit with the COVID-19 virus? I do. I actually do. My boss, my executive director got COVID-19. Obviously did not kill her, luckily, but she did get it. It was confirmed. She got tested. It was pretty rough on her. I think she's in her early 50s, so it wasn't like super serial gonna kill her, but she was very sick, and they weren't gonna test her at first because they weren't here locally. They weren't testing anybody under the age of 60 because they were just had a lack of tests. But then they got this influx of tests, and because of who she is, she ended up getting tested, and she was positive for COVID. So I think it depends on where you're at. I mean, some places are ravaged by it, big cities with dense populations. Other places, not so much. So, Maffy, how you doing? How you doing? But yeah, for me, I'm just ready to get back to normal life. I've been trying to stay busy. I'm the kind of guy who likes to work. I take a lot of pride in working. So I've been like doing things like I play Elder Scrolls Online, some MMO video game, right? So I've been doing like a lot of like taking on leadership roles for my guild, like trying to lead raids and shit. And so it's like I'm always trying to find a way to like be useful, and so that's what I've been doing. So Eddie Sterling said, I'm a deli manager at a grocery store. I'm still working my normal 50 hours a week, required to wear a mask. It's still scary. Yeah, no, man. I have so much fucking respect, and I'm so afraid for a lot of the people I know who work in like retail, especially like grocery stores. I live right by Safeway. This is my local grocery store. Because it's so close, I go there basically every day, um, and I know all the people who work there. I've become friendly with them, and I'm so scared for them. They put up these little barriers, right? And they're all wearing masks and gloves, but they're on the front lines, and if anybody's gonna get sick, it's gonna be one of them or our mailman too. I'm very scared for him. So Stephen Taylor.
Been here.
No, I know. Yeah. I think he took a vacation, which is smart.
They have two young people doing the mail.
Yeah. So Stephen Taylor said, Travis, she's okay right now. She is okay right now. She actually just, like, literally on Thursday got taken off of quarantine because she was no longer contagious. But she was like, they had her like quarantined. It's like she couldn't leave her room or whatever. So, Indy's best. How you doing, buddy? Everybody's starting to pile in now. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're well. But yeah, so and I live in a very rural community, and but we have had cases. We've had several confirmed cases. So she's now immune from it. So see, here's the thing, Stephen. Like I've heard conflicting things. I've heard people um, that got reinfected. I don't know. I think we just don't know enough about this specific virus. So, Dustin, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? Um, yeah, we just don't know. This isn't your normal virus. It's the novel corona.
That's why they took all the older people off the mail route and put young people.
Could be. Yeah. I know locally that we have a really big daytime. Frank, how you doing, buddy? Um, we have a lot of homeless population here where I live, and they peeled off all the homeless people that were like immunocompromised, people that have like hepatitis C, HIV, and people who are over the age of 60, and they put them in hotel rooms. So in my county right now, there is, I think, like 100 people, 100 homeless people that are being housed in hotel rooms. So, some people are very happy about that. Some people are not. Uh, I think it's, better safe than sorry. So, yeah, and Stephen Taylor's right. Go hit that like button, you guys. It ain't gonna cost you a dime, and it helps me out a ton. Um, yeah, but what are you guys vaping on? Corona is not going anywhere, but I want to know what you guys are vaping on. That's what I'm interested in. And if you do know somebody who has gotten it, or you know, you be by all means feel free to share that. So Eddie Sterling says timing is bad. I'm from New Jersey, so our flavor ban goes into effect in like 5 days, and all the shops are forced to close all of that inventory. That's true. Yeah, that's really fucked up. That's really fucked up. Um, it's just the whole thing with flavor bans right now. It's really shitty because no one is paying attention to what's going on politically with vaping, and of no fault of their own. Like, this is obviously everybody's focus, and so it's just shitty. A lot of these things are going to slide through. Matthew's got a Typhoon a GT4 lemon crack tonight. Ooh, I like those Typhoons, man. Always have. I think they're cool little tanks. Cool little tanks. I'm still rocking my freaking, man. This thing is just such a beast. The Goliath from UD. This is a 2014 RTA. Is still holding strong. Absolutely love it. Eddie Sterling's at the top side with Grimm's Dead Goat. 0.13 ohms. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, I had something that I wanted to do while we're here. I want to change the spring. So I have this mod. It's a dot mod. It's a pretty mod. Um, I got my issues with dot mod. I think that aesthetically they have some of the best looking shit in the game, but I think that they have a lot to be desired for functionality. We've gone through. Panda got several squonk mods from them and had auto fire after auto fire after auto fire issues with the mechanical ones, and then finally got her a regulated one and still had auto fire issues. So we're kind of done with them, but I still have this mod and I do want to use it. The problem is that I originally, when I got this mod, I changed the spring in the button because it came with two springs, and I changed the spring. Ever since I changed the spring, the button has never been the same. I don't know if you can see this or not. Probably not. But like the actual button kind of protrudes out from the bottom. You can't see it. Oh, there you go. Now it never used to do that. When I first got it, it was like more flush. And so I'm going to try to fix that tonight while we're doing this. So Daytime Frank escaped Jersey in 2012. Yeah, Jersey is not the best. That's where Panda's originally from, too. Jersey. So Maffey said, I love the older gear. I got a brand new Velocity a month ago. I think the Velocity is as relevant today as the day it was released. Still an amazing RDA, and if I could find one brand new, I would buy it in a fucking heartbeat. One of the most revolutionary. When I did my best of the decade list, because I fucked up my best of the year so bad, I did a best of the decade. Can't fuck that up. I think that the Velocity is probably the most influential RDA ever made. That and the Goon. But I think as far as deck design, I think the Goon really made a big splash as far as like people were crazy about it. But if you want to talk about lasting impressions and lasting design philosophy, the Velocity, hands down, made the biggest impact. So, boom, 60 pounds. I would pay that. I would pay that, no doubt. That's about what, $75? Yeah, I still think it's worth that. I absolutely do. Daytime Frank, what has he got here? Top side SQ hits great, but the squonking sucks. Well, that is a big fucking problem. Did I see the pictures of the Rye RDA? Yes, I did. Yep. Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna get one. I miss Rye so much, and I think it's cool that they're doing that. But I did see it. Yeah, it looks cool. Pup Man. I think Rhode Island made flavor ban permanent. Yeah, yeah, I heard that actually. And here's the thing. So a lot of these. So here's. We have to remember this. These laws and these, these things that are going into place as far as vaping, they can be lifted. We just have to fight for it. It's not like these things are permanent. Nothing is permanent, right? Like even if they say it's a permanent ban, quote unquote, um, all it takes is the right group of people to kind of rally behind an issue, and we can get that kind of shit changed. We definitely can. So. A Strong said the Yellow Jacket RDA is one of the best squonking RDA. The umbrella that drips the liquid onto the coils is great. Yeah, so the Yellow Jacket is cool. One of the reasons why I'm fucking with this dot mod right now is because I think this has a really, really innovative squonking method as well. It has its ups and downs. So the actual liquid comes. I'll change the pin, obviously. It comes from the top here, where you screw down the 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 coil mechanism here, and it'll come up the top and then kind of go down onto the cotton. That's really cool, and it is very effective because it drips directly onto the coils. One of the problems I have with squonking is that um, with a lot of RDAs that are squonk, um, it'll wet the cotton at the base, but then the coil doesn't get direct saturation. So it takes some time for that to actually wick up to the coils. So I always feel like for some RDAs, I feel like I'm on the verge of a dry hit sometimes, even when I'm saturating the hell out of it. This I like because it goes directly, makes contact directly with the coils. The only problem is obviously then any leftover excess liquid cannot be sucked back into the squonk bottle because it's coming from the top. Um, but I'll take that trade any day of the week. I think this is a fantastic RDA, both just for vaping and for squonking. The RDA, the dot mod RDA 24 is definitely the star of the show in this setup. The mod is basically trash. It's aluminum. It's not great, but it can be better. That's why I'm going to change the spring. But my favorite, I think this is a hidden gem. I really do, man. I think this freaking Hell Vape, Vaperz stuff, VP RDA is a really fucking, don't sleep on this. If you can find this is a squonking fucking RDA's, a squonking RDA lover's dream. It's got a low profile deck, so it will leak on you, right? But I don't know if you can see this, but it's got like this kind of pyramid freaking deck design. And when you squonk it, man, I wish I could get this to focus. Focus, focus, focus. There's no way it's not going to focus. Oh. So look at that squonk action. Oh. Obviously, I'm not over squonk it, but comes from the middle and goes out to the sides, makes contact with the coils and the cotton. It has a very, very non-existent juice well, so you have to be really careful. You're gonna fucking over squonk this thing. There's just no way. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It is a messy RDA, but I think it is the most effective squonk I've ever had. Like I squonk once, it's saturated, and the actual squonk pin has a very, very generous hole in it. Some of the problems we've had with other RDAs, like one of my favorite RDAs is the, oh my god, the Trinity Glass um, RDA, right? Like the RDA they make themselves. Love that RDA. But the squonk pin that they have has like the fucking smallest hole, like a pinprick hole for the squonking mechanism. So like if you're trying to squonk with that thing, you have to fucking just like squonk and squonk and squonk just to get some e-liquid to come through that hole. This is like the opposite, man. You hit this once and it just fucking gushes. So, yeah. So I will say that I love this. I think that it is a little bit messy, but it has great flavor, and the squonking mechanism on it is fantastic. So if you can pick one up, grab one. Yeah, really good. Really, 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 really good. And because of the low profile deck, the airflow sits right, I mean, just right there with the coils, and the squonk goes right to the coils as well. Love it. Okay, so I missed some chats here. Let me see what I catch up on. Vaping with Jason, man. How you doing? I'm vaping. You're Jason. We're vaping together. Now I'm vaping with Jason. What's up? Okay. Yeah, killer fucking RDA. Some of the best squonk RDAs that I've used are some ones that you would never expect. You know what I mean? I think that, like I was saying, this VP is really good. I think that the Dead Rabbit in squonk mode is really good. Um, yeah, I do. I think the Dead Rabbit is actually a damn fine squonk RDA. Now that I think about it, but I think again one of my favorites is the Dot RDA. Dot RDA overpriced for what it is, but if you can ever catch one on the sale, I think it's worth it. Especially, and if you can find, look, I mean, this is a really pretty fucking setup. If you can find one of these on a sale, like the whole setup, the RDA and the mod, it's worth buying. It just the mod really requires a lot of upkeep. You need to be careful with it. So it is not super safe in my opinion. Maybe not all of them have the problems that we've had, but man, we've had a lot of fucking problems with them. So all right, let me see here. But they do so many things. Man, I will give this to Dotmod. They do so many things right. Like the little jars they give you with the corks for your spares. That's pure class, baby, pure class. And then the little tool
Yeah.
they give you.
Their
That's
accessories
awesome.
are on point.
Yeah, their accessories are super
They
nice.
slap on their actual.
It's like they do everything right except for designing fucking high quality gear. Um, Steven Taylor just received the dual recurve a couple days ago. It's nice. Yeah. Yeah, the dual recurve is cool. I like the recurve original a lot. I was actually using that. It's probably another one of my favorite Squonk RDAs. I was using that on here previously, but I don't know what it is, but like just recently, it feels very restrictive to me. It is a restrictive RDA, but it felt overly restrictive. And I didn't. I had the same coil that I always use, same build, same wicking method. It just, I don't know. It just felt like I was having to try too hard to get a vape off of it. So holy shit, Matthew's got an 18500 mech here this week. More of a novelty thing. I remember, dude. I remember when fucking 18500s, 18450s, 1850. I remember when those were all viable options. Like you could buy a mod. A lot of mods came either telescopic or with multiple sections. So you could put an 18350, an 18650, an 18450. Like it would have like different little sections. Like it it would be made for like an 18450, and then it would have like a small section you would screw onto the bottom if you wanted to use an 18650. Like we didn't fucking have. There was not like the standard 18650 yet. Like we were moving that way because 18650s had higher amp limits, and people were starting to build microcoils. Basically, microcoils really drove us to 18650s because up until that, we were using just real loose coils wrapped around silica. They were like over an ohm, so like an 18350 battery was fine for that. But you know what, Eddie? I think you're right. I'm gonna have to. I'm definitely gonna have to do a deep clean on that recurve. It's just not. It's just not good. Clean that shit up. It's fucking. What is disgusting? What do I got that's so gross? Tell me what to clean and I'll clean it. What the fuck are you even talking about? What do I have that is so gross? Fatfish RDA has looser airflow. I love that RDA. I have two of them, one red, one purple. I don't think I've ever used the Fatfish. I used to have the fish bone. Love that shit. Look behind you. What the fuck are you talking about?
Something like craft table.
I have no idea what he's talking about. No idea.
Just in this crafts table.
Yeah, so the table there is her crafts. This is other craft stuff. I whatever. I, I am not worried about what you think about our apartment. It's totally clean and nice. Fuck you. Fuck you, jerk. Anyways, Puppet Man says my buddy can't find pre-made coils for his China tank now. Gave him a goon and he fell in love. Yeah, I think that that's going to be more of a thing. That's going to be more of a thing that we see more and more of moving forward. Um, Tanks. There was just so many tanks with so many different coil types that came out in a real quick succession that I knew that those were never going to be supported for a very long time. Smart coil or smart tank designers would have their own coils, but then they would also support something that they knew would be out for like a really long time. Like some people supported the Smock, V series coils, um, et cetera, et cetera. I think that was really smart. But right now, I think that the focus is going to be on pod mods, and that's where they're going to be. That's where a lot of these companies are going to be, throwing their money. That's why I think RDAs have always been a great investment. Build your own fucking coils. You're always going to be able to find. Here's what makes me be able to sleep at night. I have mechanical mods that if I take care of, will be good forever. I have RDAs again that if I take care of, will be good forever. I'm always going to be able to find wire, either stainless steel, Kanthal, whatever, right? Some kind of wire that is what do you call it? Some kind of fuck, I'm totally blanking on the word. Some kind of wire that's used in that way, right? Resistance wire. Boom, got it. Some kind of resistance wire, and I'm always gonna be able to find flavoring, nicotine, and VG. So for me, I can keep vaping indefinitely. I am safe. I know that. But that's not the issue with a lot of the bans and the fact that the industry is going to shit. The issue is smokers. Yeah, that's the shitty thing. That's the shitty thing. Dual recurve has great flavor. I would imagine the original recurve has great flavor. So Jeff Lawson said, I found that if I place the coils too close to the airflow intake, that it's too restrictive or unacceptable in my work on. Yeah, man, it seems like my original recurve, I never had problems with it being too restrictive, and it just recently um, was fucking too much. It was too restrictive. So maybe I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I will clean it up and see if I can get it to be a little bit looser. Okay, so I'm gonna try this other coil or this other fucking spring. So it came with 2 springs when I first got this, obviously, this mod. And I believe, and here's the thing, I believe that the black one was the one that was originally installed. Then I changed it to this silver one, the silver plated one, but then I switched it back to the black one. So I don't know why the button housing is sitting so weird now, and it just feels weird. It feels loose. So, Drowsy, how you doing, buddy? ADV, how you doing? Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are well. So I'm gonna go back to the silver one, see if that makes a difference. It is considerably shorter, so maybe that'll make a difference. We'll see. We'll see. I definitely don't want to lose this other spring though. In the past, I have made my own springs for different mods, like mods that the springs I had either collapsed due to running too hot, or they just wore out over time. So I have made my own springs, and you can buy spring packs that are of a similar type to these. The housing feels okay. Feels a little bit crunchy, but I think it's always kind of been like that. Your tea's done, sweetheart. Okay, let's try to put this in here. The switch housing for the dot mod is super simple, which I like. I actually do like that. Let's try. It's literally just a spring and that's it. It is not a complicated device. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, so it definitely feels better. It does not feel loosey-goosey like it did before, but it's still sitting really far down. Maybe I'm just fucking crazy and it's always like that, but I could have swore that it was much. No, it was much more flush before. I don't know what's going on. All right, but let's give it a shot. I'll throw a battery in here and we'll see what's what. ADV, things are good. How are things for you? I'm just trying to stay busy, brother. Did I see Out of the Shadows documentary? No, I have not seen it. Is it something I should see? I don't even know what that is. I'm so disconnected from media and shit. By choice. I know. I'll have to check it out though. We can look at it right now. Okay. I have coils in here, but I don't have a cotton or anything. So let's put something else on there. Let's put this.
Coils.
He said he ADV. She's calling you out. He left his wire at work. He's gonna make them for us though. Jersey Bagel Snob. I thought the only thing on right now is Tiger King. LOL. Yeah, that's like all anybody's fucking talking about is Tiger King. My boss literally like messaged me on the weekend to tell me to watch Tiger King. That's pretty funny. I haven't done it yet either. I'm a fucking rebel. Okay, let's try this. Change the spring in here. It feels better, but it's still, the problem still persists. The button is still sticking out too far. I don't know how to fix that. Because the problem is, I have set this down before, and it will fire with like a heavy RDA on there. And it's just, it won't sit. It's hard to explain. It doesn't sit right. It's like fucking floppy. It's not steady, you know? I don't know. It's a pain in the ass. That bitch girl wasn't happy to not watch Tiger King. I'll watch it. I'm sorry, man. Shit. I will watch it. I will watch Tiger King. Fine. I don't want that bitch Carol Baskins to be happy. I don't even know who that is at all. But I do want to check out. What was the other thing you said? Out of the Shadows. I'm gonna check that out real quick. Out of the Shadows. Out of the Shadows. And I just want to reiterate: if you're looking for a mechanical keyboard uh, on the cheap that has like macros and media control and all that shit, I really, really recommend this Red Dragon. Um, which one is this? It is the Red Dragon fucking. Oh, God. The Red Dragon Vata, VATA. I was a Razer guy for years and years and years. Loved it. I still like Razer keyboards. I think they're all right. I think they're way overpriced. And I will say that I bought this Red Dragon Vata for I think under $50. It was around that price, I think, and I love it. It came with a really really nice. They're kind of like Cherry Blues switches, if you know about switches. It has great RGB effects. It's got great. Uh, it's got some macros and shit that are really good on it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, Out of the Shadows documentary. This is from 2004. No, this must be different. Out of the Shadow is a different one. Out of the Shadows is, yeah, it's a new one. No, Out of the Shadow is an old one. I'll check it out. Um, I just I clicked on a BitChute thing that has the movie, and there's some wacky fucking comments. Man, I don't know what's going on with you guys on the internet, but um, it's like the internet brings out the worst in people, and that's a little scary. Oh Lord. Randall, no one's gonna crucify you. Tiger King's like that's your type is. Good for you. Go against the grain, my friend. Go against the grain. Um, yeah, you guys are fucking wacky. That's all I know. Um, you guys are fucking wacky. Anyways, what was I gonna fucking say? Man, see, you guys are so wacky. You fucking threw me off. So I want to know what you guys have been doing to kind of stay sane in this time right now. Um, I've been shooting a little too free speech at times. I fucking could not agree more, man. Could not agree more. Um, so, anyways, um, yeah, BitChute is fucking wild. Um, yeah, what do you guys been doing? Like I was saying, I have this like desperate need to stay like fucking busy, stay relevant. Um, this is totally just the way I was raised. This is not like a fucking. This is not me judging anybody, and this is not me. Um, and this is not like like my beliefs or the highway, but I was raised to believe that a man or a woman, even it doesn't matter to me, but like that a productive person, a member of society, like they do something, they stay busy, they work, they they make themselves useful in some way, and that's the biggest thing for me right now. Is I just fucking feel like I'm not doing anything. So helping people has been really what I've been striving to do. Um, that's why I've been helping people with their computer problems. Everybody right now is having computer problems, obviously, um, because everybody's trying to work from home. My buddy who lives in New Mexico, he does IT for a living, and it's like the IT apocalypse right now because everybody's trying to work from home. And we have an IT person who does a lot of our stuff at my office, and because again, they're so fucking busy, I've been trying to help out as much as I can with that. And if you are like, feeling a little bit of depression, or you're feeling a little bit of ways of, getting a little bit of cabin fever, try to reach out and help, your neighbors, help, people around you in a way that's safe. Like I'm not saying go over and like let someone cough in your mouth or anything, but you know, um, make sure everybody has access to things they need. Like if someone is having problems um, working from home, computer issues, walk them through it. You can do that online or on the phone. Like Jeff Lawson just said, cleaning your vape gear, that kind of stuff is awesome. I think that's fucking a really good way to do it to stay busy. I cleaned out my vape closet. That was really fucking awesome. Very helpful. Felt very good to do that. Um, there's a few other things we want to do here, like in the apartment, but we just like I need to move. I got these couch and love seat that I fucking hate, and we got to get rid of them. But we're upstairs, and we have like to get these in was a fucking nightmare. So to get them out is gonna be a huge nightmare. So basically, I have to like pay a couple of people to come and help me move them. But right now, I can't pay anybody to come help me move them. So we're kind of dead in the water on that. Um, but I want to get those. Once I get those out of here, it's gonna be awesome. Then we're gonna move. We got these shelves for Panda's slime business. Um, you can't really see them, but they got these two big like industrial plastic kind of shelves. Here, we're gonna move those against the wall where the green screen is. Um, then where our desks are now, I'm gonna make a fucking a big desk. IKEA sells tabletops and legs, and so we're just gonna make a big L-shaped desk that we can put our computers up on. We can fucking have more than one monitor. One of the things that keeps me from streaming as much as I want to stream, um, playing games, shit like that, is that I only have the one monitor right now. In the past, I had two monitors and more, and it made it very convenient to do things like that. Even this show would be a lot more convenient if I had multiple monitors. But the small desks that we have right now just make it impossible to have multiple monitors. So um, So like that's one cool thing we have, all these plans we want to do, but um, until things start moving again, I can't really get any of that shit done. Um, yeah, but I've been trying to fucking do some spring cleaning type stuff. I've been reading some stuff that I kind of was putting off for work. Um, but like mostly, to be honest, I've been really digging into playing this fucking video game because there's a community. It's a massively multiplayer online game. I know it's super fucking nerdy, um, but if you ever played like World of Warcraft, it's the same kind of thing, except it's Elder Scrolls, and like Skyrim, and I've been really getting into that. Made some friends during this time that I've been hanging out with, every day playing the game, and just doing a lot of that kind of shit, organizing things, helping people out, keeps me busy, gives me somebody to talk to, um, gives me a little community, makes me feel useful. So little things, you find little things that you can do to stay busy. So yeah, and if you haven't read in a while, this is the fucking time to read. And unfortunately, I think a lot of us don't read fucking books, like physical books anymore. When I was growing up, before obviously before the internet, before everybody had smartphones, I read like like it was nobody's fucking business. I mean, I read so many books, so many. Yeah, that's right. There's just so much access to information outside of books now that you have less and less reasons to read.
It's hard to sit there and read.
I agree. I agree. So
I'd rather just get an audiobook.
audiobooks are cool. I do think the audiobooks are awesome, but I do miss like just sitting down and reading a book. Uh, but I have the opportunity now, and I have stuff for work that I actually need to read. So, clean, exercise, sleep, repeat. Pup, man, you're in prison. I hate to tell you, but you are in prison, sir. When I was in prison, you get that routine. You wake up, you eat, you fucking you exercise, you read, you sleep, repeat for fucking years on end. Hopefully, we don't have years of this, but
Let's start with commentary.
start with commentary means they're going to tell you something about the game.
Okay.
What else here? But exercise. Our gym is closed, so and we have a fucking one bedroom apartment. There's not a lot of room for us to exercise in here. We're gonna do a little bit. We're gonna start doing a little bit of yoga, um, because it's low impact. Panda has bad knees, and so it's hard for us to do a lot of like when I was in prison, we did burpees fucking constantly because they took the weights away from us. So we would do burpees constantly, and I think burpees are an amazing exercise. Um, we used to do burpees until we fucking vomited, but we can't do that in here. First off, our downstairs neighbor would fucking kill us, and second, her knees just can't take it. So, though, bye. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Randall Hayes, I read enough in prison to last me a lifetime. I literally read a book a day in prison. When I was in high school, I kind of read almost a book a day too. So Randall came across his velocity and his Goblin. Fuck, I haven't thought about the Goblin RTA in so long. That was a fucking big deal when it came out. The Goblin, man, that was big shit. You had to put a build in it, absolutely, man. Yeah, vaping has changed so much, but I tell you what, I think the Goblin and the Velocity are both still relevant. We were just talking about the Velocity earlier. I think those are still very relevant pieces of gear. When the industry goes tits up, which it inevitably is going to do, and is kind of in the process of doing it right now, I think a lot of us are going to look back on those pieces of gear, and we're going to be fucking like glad we have them because those are going to be those are totally relevant, totally satisfying vape experiences, especially the Velocity and the Goblin too. The Goblin's fucking awesome. Zach Johnson, how you doing, buddy? Shit took me 2 days to mow my lawn. That was fucking sad. For sure, for sure. Um, One thing I know that when people get depressed, this is just something that I noticed in myself, um, and so I'm sure it's the same for other people as well. Don't get into a funk because of this, and like let down your normal routine that you would have if you could be out. Like your hygiene. Like even if you're not going to see people for days on end, get up, take a shower, right? Like it's super important. Do your laundry. Like make sure you're still maintaining that kind of lifestyle, because that's super important. And if you don't, if you're like not showering and you're like not doing your laundry, you're gonna feel worse about yourself, and it's like a feedback loop where you're gonna just get more and more depressed. And so, I don't want to see any of you guys go through that kind of shit. So, do everything you can. Get up, take a shower. Um, you know, stick to your normal routines. I know they're saying like wash your hands and all that shit, which is definitely do wash your hands, um, but also just maintain your normal hygiene as well. It's really important. So Church said, I've been avoiding people for years. This isn't anything new. It's so funny you say that because my little brother, my dad's son, my middle brother, um, I know I'm touching my face. I shouldn't be. Um, he's he's a real recluse, and it was funny because like my dad and me were talking. I said if we didn't tell him this was going on, he would literally not know about it like at all. So it's pretty funny. So some people that's just like this is just it. Puppet Man says get sun, absolutely. um, Even if you're in lockdown, right, you're still allowed to go outside and get exercise. I highly recommend you do so. Go take a run, go take a walk, whatever, right? Like we have a bike trail, and I had a reason to, anyways, because I have my buddy Naki. Naki. He's been on the show many times. I needed to go talk to him, and he lives across town, and I can actually get on the bike trail and walk to his place and back. And I did that today, and it felt great to get out there. It was like 85 degrees here today. It's just an absolutely gorgeous day. And the reality is, there's nobody out, and so you don't really have to worry about like running into somebody and having them cough in your fucking eyeballs. Um, and when I do see people, I maintain a big distance from them. I maintain the at least 6 feet. You got it. Even if you're somebody who thinks this is bullshit or whatever, okay, it's not. But if you think that, better safe than sorry. Okay, it's better safe than sorry, right? Do you really want to be the person who like spreads this virus to someone you love who's vulnerable? I don't want it. So Randall said, I've been riding my bike a lot. I've actually seen a lot of people riding their bikes, which is good. It's really good. And Steven Taylor says that China has an ancient tradition that they bow and start shaking hands because of the diseases back then. Yeah, I've actually heard that there's been people bowing to each other lately, which is fine. I'm not a big bowing kind of person. I mean, if I was like in Japan or something, I would bow because it's tradition. But um, uh, I'm usually the kind to do the handshake or the fist bump or whatever. But right now, I think everybody's just kind of like doing the wave from across the room kind of thing. It's funny how much importance we place on things like physical greetings. So yeah, Randall. I don't want to shame anybody, but I think that um, some people are very susceptible to misinformation, and that goes both ways, right? Some people get overhyped about things, but some people think everything's a conspiracy. Not everything's a conspiracy. This is real. People are getting sick and people are dying. Okay. Now, I understand that it feels overblown because in a lot of areas there are, you know, few cases, right? Like zero, maybe there's no cases where you're at, and you're still being forced to lock down, shelter in place. Just because it feels like that to you in this time doesn't mean it's not real, right? In some areas, this is devastating entire countries, um, and if there are zero cases where you're at, that's good. That's even more reason to shelter in place, not reason to like get lax and say, well, we have no cases, let's just go fucking party. That's what happened in Italy. They decided that we're fine, we don't need to worry about this. We're going to continue to get gather and have gatherings. I have a friend who lives in Italy. He's an American living in Italy. He said they literally, like, no one listened to the advice to shelter in place. And even after curfews and shit, people would just avoid the police and have gatherings at houses, and it really fucked them up. So anyways, and here's another thing. So not everything has to be conspiracy. Um, Not everything has to be overblown and overhyped. I think there's a middle ground, right? Like, be cautious, be smart, right? Like, do research on things. Don't listen to everything that's said to you on both sides. And there also, not everything has to be fucking political, right? Not everything has to be black or white. Not everything has to be the fucking the right is fucking Nazis and the left is fucking snowflakes. Like, here's the thing. Like, that's what if there is this grand conspiracy, to fucking hurt America, that's the ultimate goal, is to separate us and to divide us. And so if you're the type of person who thinks everyone on the left is fucking, cuck snowflakes or whatever the fucking buzzword you're using today is, um, uh, you're playing right into the hands of people who have all the power and all the money, right? They want us to be separated. They want us to hate each other. Ideologically, politically, they want us so separated that we can never gather as a cohesive country and change things. And if you're someone on the left who thinks everyone on the right is a fucking Nazi and a racist, um, same thing. You're playing right into the hands of those in power and those with money. At the end of the day, all these things that happen in government, in big government, it's all based around money, and the government is owned by corporations, because we basically have a system that allows for corporations to make giant contributions to political campaigns, and that's a fucking problem, and that is why we are where we are. That is why we can't get health care for people. That is why we have stagnant wages, because corporations are allowed to give politicians money. It's legalized bribery. Until we can get money out of politics, we're in big fucking trouble. And so, on both sides, we need to look at each other as what we are, humans and fellow countrymen, and don't play into this bullshit. So I'm gonna leave it on that. I fucking hope you guys have a really good week. If you need anything, you know where I'm at. You can hit me up on social media. You can email me, overdosevapes@yahoo.com. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope nobody is sick that right? Italy had hug a Chinese slogan. Yeah, well, they're fucking stupid. And now a lot of them are dying, so that's kind of sad. Okay, so before we leave, though, and happy Easter. It's fucking Easter. I totally forgot. I gotta message my son. He probably thinks I'm a fucking asshole. I'm an asshole. So before we leave, though, Randall Hayes said, my top side is doing something weird. I got it at 70 watts, but as I'm firing it, it shows 49.5. I've never seen that before. It's like it's limiting me or something. Either your battery's dying. Also, some mods, when you first fire them, will start off like a DNA chip will start off. Like when I fire a DNA chip, it won't automatically go to 70 watts. It starts lower and then ramps up to that wattage. It happens really quickly. Um, Most people don't notice it, but it does happen. So maybe that's what is happening. You just didn't notice it before. But yeah, I think it's probably just your battery. Same thing happens to me with certain mods. I have some older batteries I need to get rid of, and if I put it in like a regulated mod, and I push it up even to like 60 watts sometimes with like a 0.2 ohm build, it'll just say battery dead, and it's like a brand new fucking freshly charged battery. So yeah, but we're waiting for you, Randall, to change that battery before we fucking leave. So Papa Man, it's not about left or right. It's about a lot of different things, man. There's a lot of common ground issues that we should all be concerned about as Americans, and the same goes for all countries in the world. So did that work, Randall? Okay, I'm assuming it did. Okay, you guys have a good night. I'll see you soon. Try to stay busy. Try to stay sane. Wash your ass, like I was saying. Keep your hygiene up. Um, Stay vaping. If nothing else, now's a really good time to get into DIY. Um, you could be playing around with some recipes right now. And to that guy who told me to clean up something behind me, you're an asshole. Because my house is fucking clean. Jerk. Fucking jerk. Can't even see back there. I'm like so curious as to what specifically he was saying. Whatever. I'm not gonna let it get to me. It already got to me though. Peace out, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Later.